Are you going through divorce? Do you think your spouse might be hiding or disguising assets to cheat you out of your fair share of your estate? Hi, I'm Simon Dippenaar and I'm a family attorney. If this is you, I'm going to talk to you about an important topic that could affect you or anyone going through a divorce: family trusts. Specifically, I'm looking at how family trusts can be used or misused in divorce proceedings and what recent legal developments mean for you. Family trusts are often created for legitimate estate planning purposes. They help manage and protect assets, ensuring they're passed on according to the trust creator's wishes. However, trusts can also be used to shield assets from a spouse during a divorce. This is often referred to as divorce planning, a hideous euphemism for a very unsavory activity. By placing assets in a trust, one spouse might try to reduce their estate and limit the other spouse's claims. Over the last 20 years, there have been a rise in cases where spouses, often but not always wives, claim that the assets of a trust misused in this manner should be included in the division of matrimonial property. This has led to significant legal battles and landmark judgments. I'll go through a few of these key cases and explain what they mean. In 2006, the Supreme Court of Appeal, the SCA, in South Africa decided a pivotal case. Badenhorst versus Badenhorst, the court held that for trust assets to be considered part of a spouse's estate, there needs to be evidence that the spouse controlled the trust and without the trust would have owned those assets personally. This is known as the control test. To meet this control test, it must be shown that the spouse used the trust for personal business activities and didn't distinguish between trust assets and personal assets. This case set a clear precedent for how trusts could be challenged in divorce cases. In 2017, the case of REM versus VM illustrated that trust assets could be considered in accrual claims as at divorce if it was proven that one spouse transferred personal assets to a trust to avoid accounting for their estate's true value. This is a form of evasion, and it introduced a two-step process. First, proving the trust is the alter ego of the spouse, and second, showing that the trust was used dishonestly to hide assets. In 2022, the PAF versus SCF case brought new insights. Here, the court recognized that a spouse has a protectable contingent right to accurate accrual accounting even before divorce. The court could pierce the trust veil if there has been evidence of trust abuse, like setting up a trust to hide assets before a divorce. The PAF case emphasized the court's power to look into the facts and uncover any misuse of trusts. This case was significant. It confirmed that the control test applies not only to redistribution orders, but also to marriages under the accrual system. This means that even if the spouse doesn't directly control the trust, the court can still consider trust assets if it deems there was intent to defraud the other spouse. The accrual system has come under scrutiny lately, with the Grayling case judgment questioning the fairness of the without accrual matrimonial regime. There's a link to this information in the notes below. However, just a few weeks later, a different panel of the SCA in the MJK versus IIK concluded that the control test only applied to redistribution orders. This conflicting judgment has created uncertainty among legal professionals. Where does this leave us? The PAF case represents a significant step towards preventing dishonest divorce planning by ensuring that trusts can't easily be used to hide assets. But the conflicting MJK decision means there's still some legal ambiguity. For those going through a divorce, this highlights the importance of thorough legal advice and representation. In summary, 1. Trusts can be used to manage and protect assets, but may also be misused in divorce. 2. The control test helps determine if trust assets should be included in the marital estate. 3. Recent cases like the PAF versus SCF have expanded the court's ability to address trust abuse. 4. Legal uncertainties remain due to conflicting judgments. Understanding your rights and showing that you have a grasp of the latest legal developments can make a significant difference in achieving a fair outcome. A forensic accountant can be a big help in uncovering hidden assets in divorce. If you're going through a divorce and you have reason to suspect your spouse is not playing fair, maybe hiding assets, get in touch with me on the number below. I'll help you get to the bottom of matters and make sure your divorce is fair and your settlement equitable.